Good morning, everybody. Today, the committee receives testimony from two panels of witnesses on security issues relating to Iraq, including the withdrawal of U.S. troops and the long-term U.S.-Iraq relationship. Our first panel consists of Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey. First, a very warm welcome to you, Mr. Secretary, and to you, General Dempsey. Last month, the President announced that all U.S. military forces would be coming home from Iraq by the end of this December, as required under the 2008 U.S.-Iraq Security Agreement, which had been agreed to by President George W. Bush and Prime Minister Maliki. Status of the residents at Camp Ashraf from the Iranian dissident group MEK remains unresolved. As the December 2011 deadline approaches, the administration needs to remain vigilant that the government of Iraq lives up to its commitments to provide for the safety of the Camp Ashraf residents until a resolution of their status can be reached. We need to make it clear to the government of Iraq that there cannot be a repeat of the deadly confrontation begun last April by Iraqi security forces against Camp Ashraf residents.
Do you think the people in Camp Ashraf, do you think they're going to get killed? What's going to happen to them?
As you know, Senator, the State Department is leading an effort to ensure that work with the Iraqi
Can you
government.
tell the people back here that the likelihood of their friends and family being killed has gone up greatly if there are no American forces up there policing that problem?
I won't say anything to those people because I'm not involved in the outcome.
Could I just say, finally, on the Camp Ashraf issue, I know that the Secretary of Secretary of State is addressing this issue, but it is American troops that are protecting them now. I hope that you can give us some idea as to what disposition is going to be, because I think it's very clear that the lives of these people are at risk. And I thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I'm just on that point to turn it into a question, and maybe, General, this needs to be addressed to you too. There's obviously a greater risk to folks there unless the Iraqis keep a commitment. And what's going to be done to make sure, to the best of our ability, that they keep that commitment? And what about the question of removing them from the list, not them, but the organization from the terrorist list?
Well, Senator,
we're all concerned about
no, and we share your concern. Lloyd Austin shares the concern, and I know Ambassador Jeffries shares the concern. And there is no, we're not sparing any diplomatic effort to encourage the Iraqis to do what we think is right in this regard to ensure the protections of those folks in Camp Ashraf. But right now, actually, the Iraqi security forces guard Camp Ashraf with our advisory and assistance group with them. And so the concern when we do leave that capacity is a real one. And but I actually think we've got to put the pressure on the Iraqi government diplomatically to have the outcome we think is correct.
Just assure them, if you would, that there's a real strong feeling around here that if they violate a commitment to protect those people, assuming that they're still there and that they're haven't been removed from the terrorist list so they can find other locations, that if they violate that commitment to us, that is going to have a severely negative impact on the relationship between I think I can speak here for the Congress, although I'm reluctant to ever say that. I think there's a lot of concern in the Congress about it, and this will, I believe, in my opinion, will severely negatively impact their relationship with the U.S. Congress. Let me leave it at that.
Senator, I want to assure you that Ambassador Jeffrey has made that loud and clear, that point loud and clear to the Iraqis.
Senator Lieber.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I'd add my voice, and I think you can speak for Congress, members of both parties in both houses, in expressing our concern about the safety of the people in Camp Ashraf. You know, this is one of a series of what I'd call what-ifs, which have different answers now that we're dealing with a sovereign Iraq. And we're going to be relying, I suppose this is true whether we had troops in Iraq or not, or outside, or in the neighborhood, we're going to be relying on diplomacy, cajoling. I mean, what if there's victimization, attacks on the people in Camp Ashraf?